Harshit, good evening and welcome to IBM TV's Spiritual Saturday. And this is your host Ankit Khanelwal joining you from Delhi, India. And we have Jim Mate joining us from California. Good morning, Jim, and how are you doing today?
Good evening, Ankit, and I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm very good. Looks like you have a new background.
Well, I moved it closer so that it wasn't so cluttered in the background. According to my wife, it was too cluttered.
But this looks perfectly fine.
Yeah, now it looks better according to her, and so I follow orders.
And it matches with your hat as well, and it matches well with the green color.
Thank you. I'm very color conscious.
Huh?
I'm very color conscious, as you know.
I know. Let's invite our friends from different parts of the world. So we have Ben Coates joining us from London, England.
No, not London. Ankit.
How many times are we going to go through this?
He's winding me up. How are you, Ankit?
Okay, I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, very good, Tal. Good afternoon, Jim. How are we?
Terrific. Nice to see you.
Oh, good. Yes, I know I've 2 or 3 days missing. It doesn't half make a difference these days, missing the shows. But we
all miss you a lot. Yeah, we miss you a lot.
But work calls. I managed to fly my drone over a glamping site.
Yeah.
Well, it was very funny, Ben, that you were on the shows, and then when you left, Nick came back.
I've destroyed him, Jim. I've destroyed him. He can't cope.
And let's have Willie on the show.
Hey, Willie.
Hey,
Willie, how are you?
How you doing, guys? I'm good. Good to be back.
Wonderful. Finally, we got to hear from Willie. I mean, it was a tough time, but that's how it is. And now it's time to have our coach on board.
Hey.
How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you all?
We're good.
All good.
England are nearly 400 for 4. I'm very, very good at the moment.
So his spiritual health is based on how they do.
Yeah, it depends on the cricket at the moment, Jim. Yeah, there's very little else to concentrate on. But I mean, we've got Zach Crawley's got a double ton. Josh Butler's got a ton. 391 for 4. Life's good.
Amazing game.
He's keeping
And after
it
this
simple.
test, we have England. And I think after this test, we have England-Australia series coming, a one-day series, and then followed by test.
Yeah, we have a one-day series, England-Australia. And then there's rumours we may be coming across to India to beat the Indians. So sorry about that. I meant to play the Indians. Sorry, not just to beat them. But I think a lot depends. It's you can't say anything at the moment till it actually starts, can you? You know, we just never know and things. I mean, it's day to day. But it is great to see the cricket, and it brings the world together, doesn't it? You know, apart from the Americans because they don't understand it. They play this baseball game, something like that. You know, we a lot. Obviously, Willie and Ankit and we all understand the cricket. You know, things like that. It's massive in our area. So sorry about that, Jim.
That's all right.
Anand is very upset.
We need
Sorry,
some coaching
yes,
up from the coach. I'm just saying that I think our spiritual lives have to be coached up a little bit because we're too cricket oriented right now. So please help us out.
But I'll tell you, Jim, before we start, Anandmai, she's upset since the time one of her captains have retired.
Oh.
Yeah,
Don't
she's upset.
remind me that. Don't remind me that, please.
Hey, I did when Derek Jeter retired from the Yankees. I was just bawling my eyes out.
Well, there's rumours that IBM TV are asking Nick to retire. I don't know. It's just a rumour.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Wonderful. So let's get started with our spiritual powers. Over to you, our coach, Coach Kumar.
Thank you, Ankit. Thank you so much. So, what we all want to talk about today? What's
It's
going
all
on?
about spiritual power. How you can share your power with us. That's the talk today.
So the beauty is that we all have that power. It's just that we need to open our own Pandora box. That's all. We all have those magical powers within ourselves because at the end of the day, we all are souls wearing different type of bodies. So
I have a question.
Yes, please.
I was going to say, is it uniquely human that we have an ability to block ourselves from that power?
Up to some extent, yes. Because animals, birds, and other creatures, they are free-spirited. They don't block themselves, and they are much more spiritually evolved than us. So yes, humans, we block because we all have all these filters, beliefs, thoughts, events happening, which we keep in our consciousness, and we keep that in our conscious mind for a longer period. There's these animal doesn't do it. You beat a dog in the morning and you feed him in the evening, he'll be your friend. But if you beat a human and go and shake hands with him, he'll punch you in return.
Especially if they're Irish.
No comments on that. That happens a lot here in Delhi also. People don't speak for like good 3 or 4 decades to each other just on a small things. So,
there's a few people I wish didn't talk to me for a few decades, but they seem to continue to do so. But Coach Kumar, do you think that lockdown has actually been beneficial for finding ourselves again, because we've had more time, less time scooting around and more time to concentrate on our feelings, etc.?
Yes. So if I understood your question correctly, it's that we concentrate on our failures more than our success. Is that what you're asking?
Well, no, I just think that in general life, pre-COVID, we're such busy people that we don't see what's around us. We don't take time to see what's around us. I mean, to be honest with you, pre-COVID, I perhaps never would have found IBM TV. It's strange how things happen, isn't it? Yet now, because of this 5 or 6 months that we've had, it's given people a chance to realise what's important, and at a time we can't continue at the pace we were going at because we missed so much.
Yeah, that's true. So when I went to see my orthodontist, and he asked me that, how is your lockdown going on? And after 5 months, so I told him that it was very productive. So he said, you are the second person out of thousands of people I asked the same question who is saying that the lockdown is productive. So basically, what you said is completely like 100% right, that during this lockdown period, we got a lot of time for ourselves to be with our family off, though we are on social media, and our screen time has increased because we are working from home, watching television and phone and everything like that, tabs and all. But the frequency, or maybe the percentage of walking inside has increased because we were not allowed to walk outside. So that's one thing which I realized, that yes, COVID has some good sides as well.
I mean, Ankit walks in his palace, so he walks from East Wing to West Wing and gets his 10,000 steps in a day through that, don't you,
Ankit? But I agree with you, Ben and Coach, of course, that this has been an opportunity as well as a devastating period in our lives. There's so much stress that, I was in denial for the first week or two. I didn't think I was stressed out about this because I knew how to take care of myself. I wore a mask, I wore gloves, and I didn't go out very much. And I felt like I was cool, but I wasn't. There was a lot of stress around me, and I was picking up on it. And it took me a while, but I did finally realize, hey, my shoulders are a little higher than they used to be. I'm a little bit tighter, tense, and I've got to do something about it. And I also had the time to do something about it.
Yeah, I think go on, Coach, or after you.
Oh, thank you, Ben. So yes, as we all initially went, and of course, as you said, Ben, that if it would not have been for COVID, I wouldn't have been here on IBM TV. So that was also a good present or a gift which IBM, like the COVID, has given me, introducing me on IBM TV. And so initially, when we started talking about spirituality and everything, I remember saying that this entire century or this particular period is a period of enlightenment. So even someone who has not spoken about spirituality or not spirituality per se, but just being aware of their own emotions and what's going on with them. This time has given them that liberty or opportunity to walk within and see what exactly is going on. As Jim saying that overall, like on outer cover, he was all okay, geared up with mask and gloves and everything. But inside somewhere there was some like the heart was racing that, oh God, what if I get the infection, or there are a lot of infection around. So we all were on like both side of the spectrum, where we were on the high energy to walk inside, and then on the other end, on the other side of the spectrum, where we had felt a lot of fear and anxiety.
But I do feel that you attract things in life, and a lot of people would have. I know that we're all tense about the situation. I understand it's our own health, but sometimes, like we've attracted, and you said it, Coach. Is that we've attracted IBM TV into our lives, made some really good friends over this period. It's the law of attraction. Other people have attracted issues and problems that easily could have been avoided. It does say a lot about the person, what they've attracted over this period. I think more than ever, because we're too busy to attract things in general, but this time we've attracted some good things and some poor things, and I think that just reflects on you, doesn't it?
Yes, that's very true, because we didn't have time. We were on that rat wheel, which we were just continuously running for our breads, or for our or the stereotyped definition of success. We weren't thinking about anything else apart from the professional growth. But the time when we didn't have to travel to office, we were working, but there was no travel time, or less travel time. Then we had more time for ourselves, and then we started thinking what else could go better than this, and then we attracted good things in our lives.
Coach, just for the cultural sensitivity part of our show, we don't say rat wheel in the United States. We say hamster wheel.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I do actually have 2 rats, by the way, as pets.
Yeah, and we have a lot of rats in India.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think they're everywhere. And I think they're going to survive this COVID virus just fine.
And just to clarify, I wasn't calling my two little ones rugrats, by the way. I do actually have 2 rats. I do actually have 2 rats themselves.
Those are so you have 2 rugrats and 2 rats.
2 rats. Yeah, that's it. You got it. 2 rugrats, 2 rats, and 2 greyhounds.
And I would like to also, let Willie discuss about the spiritual thing, because Willie also have a different way to connect with the nature, and that's what I think is spiritual power for Willie. So, Willie,
one of the things I'm seeing is when you connect with the right people, your energy or your vibration goes up, and in that state, the attraction. But not a lot of people talk about it. They say law of attraction. That's fine. Law of attraction is fine. But when you connect with the right people and your energy level goes up, law of attraction kind of follows automatically. And that kind of goes. And I am very, outside of here, I'm very introvert. I don't have very many friends. And I'm saying, okay, this is what I need to work on. I need to extend so that this network of people that's around me can lift me and my vibration up. And so that's one of the things I'm seeing, I'm working on.
That's a very well, I think that's very well said by Willie, because that's what's happening. We need to understand what's happening around, and we need to respect and appreciate everyone. And also, you get a lot of power, and you get a lot of sensibility, you get a lot of learning as well. And see, I am a consumer of influence, basically. So suppose if I get to learn something from Ben or from Jim or from Coach Kumar or from Willie, we have to accept it, because that's how the world is going on. I mean, if you listen to good music, you wanted to create a better music than what happened. So it's not about comparing those music. It's just that I got an influence, and now I wanted to work a little harder. That happened in sports, that happened in industries, everywhere. That happens in businesses, and that happens everywhere. I mean, so that's what we are trying to do, and I think that's the one of the best human tendency we have, that we are ready to look it for the next level, and the next level always greater than what we had the day before. But during the pandemic, we are still struggling with what's happening, and we are still looking for peaceful environment. I'm not sure how far we are from there, but I mean, things are moving on. We are discussing about this thing from past 5 months, and we all are still together, and we are still positive, and we are discussing about how we can solve these issues. And I think yesterday, Dr. Sabgu also enlightened a lot of facts about the vaccines and all those stuff. And we have to be cautious before taking those vaccines. I mean, what do you think, Jim?
No, I totally agree that we in the software world, we used to say that you can be on the bleeding edge. So new software would come out and people would jump on it. They would be early adopters. And we called them the bleeding edge because most of us would want to wait until they found all the bugs and all the problems. And then after that, the beta release, then would try it because the early adopters would have all sorts of problems. The problems would be surfaced and they would be fixed. And then I would adopt the software. And I think it's the same thing with vaccines. You know, let them try it, let them test it, make it safe, make it effective. And when I'm sure that they've worked out all the bugs, I'll take it.
When you say them, you mean Sasha?
Yes. But Coach Kumar, I agree, and I've seen it in action with what Willie was talking about, the law of attraction. But as a logical person, I want to know, what is that force? How can I identify it? And where, can I reproduce it in the laboratory?
Okay, so the lab stays here. Just put your hand here, and the lab is just inside it here. And as Willie was saying, and we discussed this earlier, and I'm so glad that Willie brought that up about our intentions, putting up as Tish does the show, planting the good seed. It's just that we plant a good seed in form of a good vibration, and then that grows and gives us fruits in form of our friends and like-minded people who matches to that energy.
Thank you.
So you can just create that inside here and don't have to go to a lab with a lot of test tubes and chemicals.
Yes. So anytime anyone asks me where can they see it, I'll just go like this.
Don't say it's your shirt, though. Do clarify it's inside and not on the outside of your body.
Inside, very inside. Sharif.
Hey, Sharif, how are you?
Yes, I'm fine. How are you?
Very good.
And it is three-ply. So it's the mind, the body, and the spirit. There's three components to it. And what I'm trying to do is work this into business. Okay, because the business, a lot of people is very much just headspace, just the planning. And they just plan. It's all in their head. Okay, so what I'm trying to do is bring the mind, the body, the spirit together. So the action and its plan, and there's intuition. You bring your intuition, and you can develop your intuition into this space. What's happening? What's missing now is we're lacking intuition. So when we're looking for business partnership, we don't know who to pick. But if our intuition was polished, the moment we talk to somebody, we can kind of sense from there, we get, okay, this guy's a good fit for me. Okay, because we have that intuition working, the gut level, the gut instinct is working, and it's finely polished. Okay, it's not guesswork, it's finely polished. So when you link up with somebody, it works.
The problem you get,
I
though,
just wanted to know to a panelist that, when we talk about intuition and gut feeling, how that is different from sixth sense?
It's the same thing. There's another part that they call applied kinesiology. Applied kinesiology is muscle testing. So you put your arm out and then you ask a question. Okay, is my name Willie? And test, and your arm will lock. Okay, is my name Anna? And you test, and the arm will flop. So when you're looking for business partnership, you can fine tune this just by rubbing your fingers. And if it's smooth, that means it's okay. If it's rough, that means it's stuck. So when you're talking to somebody, then internally you can ask the question, is this person a good fit for me? And you rub your fingers.
Willie, while talking to you, I'm doing it and it's smooth. So what that means?
That means it's a good connection.
Hand sanitizer.
I just
Yes, I have one question. I have one question to Coach Kumar. Like example, is there any meditation or something that Ankit will do meditation and he will make a lot of money? Besides this one,
Is that his
Ankit
intention?
actually,
Are you
yes.
are you asking
You know
this
that,
question?
I have a
Are
golden
you-
wall. I don't need money. I don't need money. I have a golden wall.
That's what.
if he needs a bit of extra cash, he'll just downgrade from a 16 bed to a 15 bed mansion.
Shall
That's
I
a big
you asking this question for yourself and behind
Ankit,
Sanket's name?
it's my friend.
Yes, there are meditations wherein you work on your chakras, and when you work on your chakras, then what happens is that the energy flows. So it's basically like having a tube. So, for example, if this is a tube and it's blocked in between, and if I pour some water here, it will just get stuck here, and it won't reach to the bottom. And if your chakras are cleared and balanced, then the energy of universe flows, and then whatever you ask, and then your energy is also uplifted. So, as Willie was saying, that when your energy is high and whatever you wish for, you attract it. It's as simple as that.
But you can bring your own energy levels up by just walking. You know, you are right about energy levels, but sometimes you need to create the energy levels first, Coach. Is that right?
Yes. So body also has a different type of exercises for body, that when you do yoga or you do walking, so different sort of hormones and good hormones and other things that get secreted, and then you feel happy about it, and then you feel energetic. So that's how your body gets tuned in. So, and I was talking about this body, mind, and soul connection one day. And what I explained was that whenever something happens, when your energy level goes down, even we don't realize it, it happens from body, mind, and then spirit. And when it heals the other way around, like spirit, mind, and then body. So
Wow.
when your body is healthy and you have a good healthy body, then your mind will also have the better things to do, instead of keeping your body in a healthy shape. And then when your mind and body are in a perfect sync, then you will grow spiritually. So for just for example, and for people to understand, if you have a headache or maybe some physical element going on with your body, you won't be able to talk about God or spirituality or any good thing which you like. You will even don't watch cricket, for those who like cricket. But if you have something going on in your head, as in if you're depressed for something or sad for something, and your body is fit, but you are not able to get up from the bed because you are into depression, and bad hormones or the hormones which support activity are not getting secreted well, so you are not able to get off the bed and go for a jogging or running. So you have to make your body and mind sink in first, and then you can grow spiritually. So that's why the on the equilateral triangle, the spirit lies at the top angle, and the bottom two are mind and body.
First step's always the hardest.
I love that. I wrote it down because when your energy drain starts, it goes from body, mind, spirit, but the recovery goes from spirit, mind, body. And I've worked with people in recovery quite a bit, and that's actually just by chance. That's what I've been telling them: the spirit first, mind follows, body last.
Yes.
And
So it happens in a way that it's very subtle, and you will think that, okay, if someone is ill with a terminal illness, then or maybe he's hurt with some accident or something, you will feel that, okay, we have to stitch him first and then give him the first aid and medication. So that is one thing, but the recovery, the actual recovery of the body happens when the person is willing to do it, and the consciousness will follow into his will or her will when the spirit and the mind are in one sync, and they say, okay, now your body has to get up and get well.
Isn't it strange, though, when you say about depression, and obviously depression drives people to bed, and we're talking generalizing here, and yet the thing that starts the process of recovery is the first step, getting out of that bed and going for a walk. And, you know, if you can just get people, and I know I'm not a doctor by any means, I'm not...
obviously.
Yeah, but yeah, thanks, Jim. Thanks for that. But if we could just encourage people to take that first step when they are in that state, it will help the process. I'm not saying complete recovery. It will help the process, won't it? And like you say, it's that mindset. It's that right. I don't care what I'm doing. I'm getting that first step out of bed, and even if it's just to the bathroom or something, things start to develop from there.
You're right.
So where did that seed of consciousness conceived? It's in the energy body, then your mind, and then you say, okay, even if for 3 minutes I have to walk, I will get up and walk.
Yep.
The other thing I've noticed when you're doing work, if I do lots of work for charity, automatically my energy level goes up. When I'm doing work for other people, automatically when I first came to Australia, I used to work, because I worked in a hotel in the kitchen. I knew how the kitchen functioned. So what I did was volunteer at soup kitchens where they feed homeless people.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the things that happened there is I would find that good luck or good fortune would be automatically be attracted. When I first got to Australia, although I worked in the kitchen, I also learned how to do massage. So I don't know how some fluke stroke of luck, I was able to get clients in the top hotel in Melbourne. And this was like this, the casino. So these people, the people from Asia, flew into Melbourne to come and gamble. So I remember one night doing 3 couples, and I got paid $8,000 for doing massage for 3 couples. And like they just had money, like money was nothing to them. But for me, I was generating the good luck by extending or helping those people in need in the volunteer capacity. But the things that came back to me, the financial reward I got from that was amazing.
You're right, Willie, and also in regards to money. I mean, I work in the events industry quite a lot, and I'm on a lot of event forums. And obviously, events have been the first to close. They're going to be the last to come back during this crisis. And you go on forums, and some people are giving things a go, and it's like, why are you giving it a go? We're not, you shouldn't be doing that. You shouldn't be doing this. You can't do it. You can't do it. The people giving it a go are actually bringing themselves good luck. The people that are doing the negativity, guess what they're bringing to their lives?
Absolutely.
So it is the way you talk. It does express a lot, and a lot of that comes from reading and putting into your head the good things. So positive reading, personal development, etc. And I guarantee the ones that are talking negatively are probably watching the news and waiting for the next crisis. Just the way it is.
Well, I would like to share something because this is no secret. I shared this on the Mind Closet IBM TV. I was suffering from suicidal depression at one time, and I wore a suit, nice shoes, went to work every day in a high-powered, highly compensated job, had a nice car, lived in Pacific Heights in San Francisco, nice, spiffy area, and I was a wreck inside. And so this is why I can help other people, because I experienced that, and I recovered from that. But when I say recovered, I want to make sure that when I talk about recovery, there's no such thing as recovered. You're always in recovery, and you must continue to keep doing the things that made you well again. You must continue to do those things, or you can slip back into that spiritual demise that I found myself in.
Very powerful, Jim. Very powerful.
Yeah, that's
I think,
true. And
that's what why people realize spiritual more, because they have been to something, and then they understand the power of spirituality, because that power helps them to come back to the society and fight as a warrior. That's what I believe, because everyone has an ups and downs, and people who come back strongly, they are, they are the real spiritual powers. I'm not sure what I'm into is spiritual power, but it's more about the energy and willpower you have to make sure you sustain and fight for forever.
Yeah.
But I have a question for our coach. Is there any concept called spiritual IQ?
That's cute.
spiritual IQ is where you stand, Ankit, where Jim stands, where Ben is there, Willie, Sharif, everyone. It is something, as you were saying, that when you do something for the society, when you give back to it, so you're not serving a human being, you are serving a group of energy. and the energy communicates in a very different way, which we can't explain with science experiments. Even so, remember we were showing that the holographic universe video. It has a concept called the split experiment, wherein they talk about atom, how they behave. Even the science is not able to prove it. So spirituality is not talking about that, okay, you have to leave your house, you have to go and sit in mountains or by the river and do the meditation 24 across 7, and then you are a spiritual person. Spiritual person, you can Ankit, you can judge your quotient if you're conscious about your actions, you take the responsibility of your actions, if you give back to the society, if you stay connected with the nature and people around you. These all add up to your spirituality. There's no how you say, the rocket science behind it. It's very simple to be spiritual. Just that people have made it like a like, oh my god, if you are a spiritual person you have to follow certain things or you have to look a certain way, then only you are spiritual. But spirituality is when you are doing and living your life from a level of consciousness where you are able to see other people's perspective also. If I come to you and say, maybe 10 years ago, if you would have come to me and said, as I said you yesterday, Ankit, that I'm not feeling well and I can't join the show. If I would have been at your place 10 years ago, I would have lashed out at you. That how can you say no at the last moment? And now what will I do? I don't have any other speaker, or maybe hundreds and thousands of reasons to blame you that you said no at the last moment. But now when you understood that when I said that there was something going on,
Because
and
I'm used to it. I'm used to it.
yeah, so that's
Actually,
part of your
And I
job.
know how to run the show, so I know that, okay, it's fine because I understand everyone's issues and all those stuff. And
Yes.
that's what the ground connectivity is. Because, I mean, when we want Ben to be on the show, he says no.
No, I don't say no. I say what? I say, where's the fee? But can I just ask Jim a question, going back to what Jim said? And I don't want to pry too personal, Jim. Obviously, your situation is personal, but the day you stepped out of the situation and looked at the situation, did life become easier? And was that the first step that I was on about, looking at the situation rather than being in the situation?
Absolutely, the first step was that. And the first step, you never can get anywhere if you don't take that first step. But did it get easier? Not overnight. And this is the other thing that can be trying for people, because it takes persistence as well. You have to take that first step every single day. You have to get out of bed every single day. And you can't take a day off of getting out of bed, because then you find yourself in bed all the time again. So you have to do it every day. And it's one of those things, you take that first step every day, and then you got a chance. You got a chance to have a good day.
Thank you, Jim.
And this is what I'm trying to embed into the startup community, the resilience. Because in the startup community, you're going to have a lot of setbacks. Every day there's a lot of setbacks. So every day you need to step up and take a step forward. Repeat. Step up, take a step forward, repeat. Because you're going to fall down every day. You know, everybody's going to say no to you. A lot of people, oh, can you help me with this? No. Can you help me with this? No. You're going to get like 10 no's or maybe 200 no's in one day. So you need to build a resilience. So what I'm trying to do is embed this resilience into the startup space. I'm calling it SURF, Startup Resilience Formula. So you learn, you build up, you know, and then you move forward.
I completely agree. I think life is all about no, and we have to learn a lot of yes from no, because if someone will say no to you, you still have to work more hard to make sure that you have to achieve that target or whatever the objective is. But no is very important, because I've seen a lot of people in life who always like toppers, and they never heard about no, basically, because everything was easy to them. They were good in studies, they were good in everything, they got a job. But when they come to the real world of business and when they started working, it was difficult for them to listen to the bosses, because they don't want to listen anything. They just want to listen yes, and then if someone wants to point out the work, they will say, okay, you are not doing a good work. They don't want to accept, and they don't want to learn it back. So I think no is very important And as a startup, as an entrepreneur like all of us, we have to understand what is no, and then we have to make sure that we have to work more hard to make it a yes.
Yes,
So fall down,
Ankit, so
fall down, stand up, take a step forward, repeat.
Should I stand up right now?
I'm not wearing pants.
Oh no! Cut the broadcast! Cut the broadcast!
I had heard it.
Okay, I'm gonna stand up
But
right
you know,
now.
Jim.
Okay, I'm sitting again.
But that happens everywhere. I mean, you know that people who are on Zoom meetings and all those things. I mean, they don't. They do a lot of stuff which is not acceptable to the real world.
Well, Coach Kumar, this is your show, and we've been talking to each other. So let's.
That's good. We all are learning together. That's the beautiful thing which I like about this show. That it's not only me who is talking all the time. It's me also who is learning things from everyone. So as Ankit was also saying that in the startup world, all the people who are always toppers and everything. So Ankit, if we judge it, not judge it, judge is not a right word. If we see it, it's not the word which triggers. So no is the trigger for them, a word of trigger to people who are toppers and who when come into the real world, it's difficult for him to cope up. It's that they're operating from a place of ego, or they're operating from a place of fear that, okay, I was the boss, like the fake mask which I always talk about, that people keep it often. So it's that, what if I heard this no and now I have to go and work on my own, what if the strong or the successful mask falls off, what will happen? So the no triggers that the emotion of fear or maybe ego or anger in them.
No, Coach. No, it doesn't mean a rejection. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, no is an opportunity.
Take it personally as a rejection, and that's not the point.
No is always yes.
Go ahead, Shreya.
I just want to add, because example, everyone, I know that everyone has their different perspective, different point of views, and the different way of thinking. This is okay. This is okay. This is not a problem. But I have one of the specific observation. Let's say example, any people. Just let's say I go to Ben or I go to Ankit for taking any kind of help, or I want any kind of advice or guidelines or anything. It does not mean like I am smaller than him or I am smaller than any other person, but I have lack of knowledge. But I do not know in the real life somehow. Example, I saw that a man like come up with he's actually intelligent, but somehow he's in problem. But society like around me, if they behave negatively, it's actually very, very, very bad things. Let's say example, few days ago we see that one of the Bollywood actor, he go and suicide, right? Because of the environment. You cannot blame him that, okay, there are a lot of tough situations, there are a lot of things that you have to adapt with these things. But on the other hand, we know that maybe there are many powerful parents, and only because of the powerful parents, many Bollywood actor or actress, they become famous, or any other things, they're getting support. So issue is that if someone come to me, what I try to understand, let's say even in the evening, someone from my student union, he called me. Even that time I was in very, very in a pressure, but it does not mean I'm very brave. But I giving example, he is trying to get a job and get advice from me. Even he tried to understand that as I'm connected with many organizations, if I can helping him or not. But issue is that I do not know. It's actually I do not want to say in that way, but fact is that this is one kind of Asian culture that we always love to say no. Always love to say no. No. Take it positively. Try to understand the problem. If it's possible that, okay, I can help him, try to help him in different way. Maybe you do not have money, you cannot give him money, but you can give him advice. You can give him like 2-3 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes for his guideline. This is not bad, but somehow I do not know, everyone is in puzzle. Everyone is in too much of rush. This is also learning from COVID situation. COVID, try to understand from the COVID. If you are rich, you are not safe. If you have money, you are not safe. If you are in developed nation, you are not safe. So example, how you become safe? If you your like your surroundings, your ecosystem, if you make it beautiful, if you make it safe, if you make it positive, then you can live together. But somehow I do not know. Still, even I have to see lot of rejection and other things. But we have to change the mindset. We have to change the mindset. Any entrepreneurs, any startup, even any helpless people come to us. Yes, we should say no, but politely. Maybe we can advise them or guide them. I think this is the spirit we should develop. This is the things we should. This is very basic things, but somehow we learn also from society. Society always say no, no, no. I also learn. Okay, I will say no, no, no. No, society may be stupid. Society may be bullshit. Society do not understand how to behave. Yes, this is fact. Even COVID-19, we learned. Many people I saw $1 billion, this, that, rich people, they die. So issue is that you have to understand your surroundings. You have to respect. That is the, I think, spirituality. That is, I think, that I am helping people. I do not mind I am Muslim or any of my friend is Jewish or Christian or Hindu or Buddha. I don't mind. But my issue is that you have to be polite. You have to be respectful, and you have to help each other. That is called religion. That is called spirituality. That is called humanity. But I do not know. At the present situation, this is also art. People say, "Oh, without money, do not do anything. Without say no, no, no is the art of thing." It's all about bullshit. We have to create the new mindset. I do not know. That is the way I'm thinking always.
Let me just share something, Sharif, that proves that no is good. Does that come up? Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Look at them stats. Look at them stats.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure there's some people there that don't mind being rejected.
1,009 times. I would have been one of them.
I wouldn't have minded being chief tester, but there you go. How interesting is that?
And that's very useful. If you heard about Jack Ma, the same thing happened to Jack Ma as well. Jack Ma said that I've been rejected multiple times, and then now I'm at the top of the globe and I can do whatever I can do. But because when people accept that rejection, they fight it hard. I'll give an example what happened in India basically. So suppose if I'll tell to Jim that, okay, Jim, let's go to moon tomorrow. Jim said, it's not possible. I can't go to moon tomorrow. But a layman who doesn't understand the technology of moon and rockets, he said, okay, let's go to moon. Because he said that, okay, let's try it out. And why we have to try? Because we haven't, we don't know anything about the robotics or anything about rocket, but he said, okay, let's try it out. But a person who is educated, he always said, okay, I'm not sure whether we can go to moon and all those stuff because there is a weather problem, this and that, and all those things. So it's all about mindset. And I think our mindset is also controlled by our media, international media, or maybe a media since a while now, because we watch a lot of news and media, and then that controls our mind. And then that's why a lot of people are thinking in the similar manner. And people who are thinking differently, they are always, set aside as the leaders, or they're trying to be away from the mainstream thing, and that's what it is. I mean, and as Willie said, it's always a good company, and how you can control that emotion and try to learn from each other and then try to implement. That is what we are trying to do, basically. You won't believe, someone asked me that why we are doing these IBM shows since like 5 months. What are we getting at this point of time? Why are we talking to people day and night? Because someone is having a morning, someone afternoon, evening, night. What's going on? So I told him it's about connectivity. We have never met anyone, but still we have some kind of connection. And we wanted to discuss and, create some kind of a good a platform for the world to join us and discuss about it. Why not? I mean, if I can help Jim to be a part of something, or I can help some Ben or maybe Willie, or I can learn from them. And we are creating some kind of a media which is not like mainstream media. I mean, that's what it is. And now we have Nick Palaveda directing the show. So that's why we have amazing clips coming on. So Nick is backstage. He might join us soon.
Oh, no, Ben.
Oh, God, here we go. Yeah, I could sense it. I could sense it.
It's a vibe.
It's awful. It's awful.
It's been so long, Nick. It's been so long.
I actually missed you, Ben. You know, I think about you almost every day when I think about Great Britain. and our overlords, because we have overlords everywhere. We have IBM overlords. We have Great Britain overlords. We have to watch our overlords, So, yeah, I had to go back and do some directing. I thought it was pretty fun. So, no one was moving the screen around. So I got to do that. Hey, speaking of which, I actually showed here just do a prompt for Economics Monday, which is my show. I have to have my show too, right? And we have a great lineup on Economics Monday. Professor from Yale University, of course. Hopefully he'll be joining us, professor at Southern University, Illinois, Holmstoner, chairman of the American International Chamber of Commerce, Shaquille, who's obviously a billion-dollar money manager out of Australia. And we have, just a super lineup. David K. Johnson, Pulitzer Prize winner. Bill Trezevant, our attorney, is going to do a Washington report. So for those who can wake up early in the morning, and of course, I think we're going right ahead of the Money Masters show, which Sharif is involved in. He does his 5 o'clock show. I got to catch it later on. It's way too early for me.
Yeah, me too.
And we have Sharif is going to be on too. At least I gave him an invite to be on for his Sharif School of Economics, since he's the host. Great show the other day, Sharif. You're bringing on good guests. I want to either jump in or I want to do something and do some directing. But I just came here to plug my show. That was it for the people that are listening on the IBM TV Saturday network. This is Monday, Business Economics Monday. Has been so popular. Literally, I'm spacing everybody because Ankit goes, and this has happened. The guests can't get in because we bar them. I can't even get in. If I get out, I can't get back in again. So I sent out them. Everybody's spaced right now. At least I sent them a preview. And then what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that everybody's able to get in on their time slots. So just want to make sure even people from Great Britain are invited to watch.
Wow.
Great Britain can watch. So anyway, that was my plug for Economics Monday. Selfless, shameless, self-promotion. I learned this from Jim Eade because he throws up that Chess for Dummies all the time.
See any shame on me?
No. You're a million book bestseller. I mean, come on, guys. There it is. There it is. Gosh, I gotta go. I just can't handle all this. I gotta go. I'll see you guys later.
Thanks, Nick.
I could put up with that. I can cope with that.
Okay. Good for you, Ben. You're making spiritual progress.
10 minutes at a time. That's fine.
Wonderful.
Oh,
So we were discussing with Coach Kumar about the spiritual powers. So yes, Coach, over to you.
Yeah, so thank you, Ankit. As Sharif was also saying that we need to work on the collective consciousness, and from childhood itself, from a very young age, we need to teach our children that how to behave when someone comes for a help. Because sometimes there are two types of no's. One is upfront no, I don't want to help you, which is again coming from a place of fear or ego, that what if I give him the money or I give him the idea and he steals my idea and he will not give me the credit. It's all about me and what will happen and all that stuff. And the other no is a very beautiful no, where a coach pulls you up, and the coach, like the person who is your mentor or a coach, says no to you, so that you work on your own energy, on your own power and potential. So sometimes when I call my coach and I tell her that, oh, I'm going through these emotions, and she says, I don't have time for you right now, call me after 2 days. So what? Am I going to sit in that emotion for 2 days? Okay, then I think, okay, now what? There are self-help audios for us, or maybe self-help books for us. I read them or I hear them, and then I come back to my normal sense and then realize, oh God, what this shit thing I was thinking. So there are, of course, there's a two set of no's which we always listen. One is just upfront no, where people don't want to help you. The other no is because they want to help you. So these are the two no's. And of course, we have to collectively upgrade our consciousness or our operating system from where we operate from a conscious level. Is it the same energy or vibration of fear, guilty, anxiety, anger, ego, or from a place of that, okay, I need to help you, but instead you do it this way, I will not be there like 100% present. but you have to find your own way.
I totally agree with you. Totally agree with you. My wife and I had a dispute, and she gave me notice. You go and do this course, or we're going separate ways. So, yes, I followed the instruction. I went and did the course. So, yeah, but the course was The Awakened Man. The name of the course was The Awakened Man. So, after going through the course, or halfway through the course, I tap on my text my wife. Hey, this course is amazing. I love you.
I have the same, but with shopping, not a course. It's shopping. I have the same with. Go and get the stuff for shopping, or you're in trouble. Is what she says to me. So.
Yeah, I get that a lot too. But I did want to talk. I did want to say that Coach Kumar is practicing what she's speaking about. So she's walking the talk. Because I asked her to help me with something, and she said no. And what she was doing was telling me, "Hey, it's my job to do it, not hers." So I think this is very important message. Sometimes no is not a rejection, and don't take it personally.
Absolutely. I think that's part of the.
What I understand with that is that, yes, Willie.
No, there's a thing out there. The 4 agreements. The 4 agreements, and one, don't take it personally.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at that, and I said, "Wow, don't take things personally." So if somebody tells you no, that means. And because I've done The Awakened Man, in The Awakened Man we have the king, the knight, the magician, and the lover. There's 4 people. Okay, in these 4 people, you can also have a white king, black king, white knight, black knight, white magician, black magician. Black magician is somebody who's very fluent or very eloquent with the tongue. When you talk to them, it's very smooth. Okay, but you have to know who you're dealing with, and pull back or move forward with whatever you're facing. Yep.
I thought you were talking about chess for a minute there. But we have no lover, so.
So I think when Jim was mentioning about, the rejections and all those stuff, and understanding how we can politely say no, or how we can politely just pass on that subject, I believe that a lot of spiritual leaders now in the world, basically, a lot of them are young as well, and people often ask them that you are so young, how you can teach those elderly people, or how you can make them understand what is the power and all this stuff, because experience always counts. So I just wanted to understand with Coach Kumar, do you have any kind of questions or any kind of doubts with those senior people to make sure that they know much more than what you know, and how you will be able to make their life spiritually better and all those stuff? Any experiences you want to share?
Yes. So what happened with me was, first of all, it came on my appearance, that how would I look on the camera, or what am I wearing to look like a coach or a spiritual healer. But then I thought that once I read it somewhere that the universe said I am looking for healers and not actors. So, and of course, people come to me and then say, "You're a very young age, and then how can you do this? How can you do that? Will this work on me because I'm twice or thrice your age?" So all these things comes, but it's not about the age. I know a 7-year who is much more awakened than me. So I look up to him for his advices whenever he talks. So he will not talk to you like he's just 7 years, and he talks in a way that his one-liners will give you like a slap on your face. Oh God, this child has got it and I hadn't yet. So it doesn't have to do anything with the age or your gender, because I think I'm the only one in my family who talks about spirituality and other things. They all are very much awakened. They understand what I say, but it's always a clash. And then other part of my family, like extended family, they always think, what is she talking? What nonsense is she talking? How can? And they say, we are at age of 80 and we still feel greed about money and property and everything. How can you just leave everything and go? I said, like, that's all me. I cannot explain it, just a feeling. So that happens quite often, about your appearance, about your knowledge, and how about your age also. So yeah, they ask a lot of questions. In fact, a couple of them, it was so funny. They said, "If you're so awakened, why did you got divorced?" I was like,
Ouch.
like, seriously, are you asking me this? But it doesn't have, because everything, all the events are experiences from which you learn.
Yes.
It is not, and as I said earlier in our one of our shows, that if you ask me if I want to change any of my experience, I would say no. Even if it's my dad's demise or my divorce or my breakups earlier, or maybe losing job or anything, I just don't want to change them. Couple of years ago, yes, I wanted a time machine to go back and change them. But now when I have realized that each moment has taught me something and it has given me the push to move forward, why would I go and change it? And um,
I agree.
it's just that we learn from experience, and as I always say this also, that you need to learn a lot in terms to learn. And today I read it said by Rumi, who was a great philosopher, that if I say that, okay, today I'm a coach, I'm a healer, I have done couple of certifications, 10, 20, 15, or maybe 100, okay, I'm done. What next? Oh, what next? Then I'm gone. That the universe is changing every day. Every day it is changing. Even the water you drink changes its crystal as per your energy. I was just trying to find out that picture which explains how the crystal forms. When you are angry and you touch your bottle, and then the crystal forms in a different way. And when you are happy and you touch your glass or the bottle, and the crystal forms in a different way. I was just trying to find out that picture. I couldn't. But like, they also change. In the morning you are happy, your water crystals will be different. In the afternoon or in the evening, if you are sad, the water crystals will be different. So if the change is the only constant thing, how can I be stagnant at a place and say, okay, I have done 100 certification and I'm done?
But if you're not moving forward, you don't stand still. You go backwards. It's like your body. Your body. If you look at your body, if you don't keep on improving, your fitness, your health, it goes backwards. It never stands still, does it?
Well, Coach, when you couldn't find the picture, did you feel inadequate?
No.
Good for you.
It just lost somewhere in my phone gallery. It's there. I just need to look a little more harder. That's all.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah. So I had a couple of reactions. One is that I've always said that the past forms us, but it can also inform us if we allow it to. And the other one is we have to remember to forget. Some of our training must be forgotten. And so we forget in order to remember what we're really meant to do and to be. And so we have to do this process of forgetting to remember and remembering to forget.
Yes. So, we talked about this also, the poor me people who always stay in the past. So yes, the past makes you or breaks you, but when we make the conscious choice to change it, then only the change happens.
Right.
And it's for the physical body also. If you go for exercise, gymming, jogging, your body is in a good shape of your liking. But if you don't go for 3 months or 4 months, then again your body will become a little bit lousy, or maybe it will go in a shape which you don't like to have. The same happens with your mind and your spirit, and that is why I say that the self work or the self practice in any form is very much important. As I meditate, I talk to people who are my mentors. And after Willie said that go and stay and hug the tree, I started doing that as well. I used to walk in the grass, but now I started hugging tree whenever I can, because we are not allowed to go downstairs or in the garden or a public place. But these are things which we learn from each other.
Yes.
And the story which we spoke about, Jim, the sunflower story.
Yes.
So this is we all are the sunflowers. Anyone knows apart from Jim the story about the sunflower?
No, please repeat it.
No.
Which story are you talking about? Because we know a lot of stories.
Oh, okay, great. So what happens is that we all know that the flower turns towards the sun always. But when it's cloudy, where do they get the energy from? They turn to each other, like one sunflower, the other sunflower. They'll face each other. So I always say that we all are like sunflowers. We are seeking the knowledge from books, from other spiritual leaders, and nature and everything. But when there's nobody, we are there, like here on the IBM TV, seeking energy from each other and just learning more.
So you want to say that we all are sunflowers?
Yes.
Yes.
But
Well,
Totally
we
agree. Yes.
sign off by two sunflowers. It's our way to say goodbye.
But
Yeah.
I also think language is important. The amount of times you hear people say, "I've got to get in shape," well, you are in shape.
Yeah.
If they say, "I want to get into better shape," that's a massive change with just one word. Because we're all in shape. Unfortunately, some are in poor shape, but it's still shape. But if you say I want to be in better shape, then that is massively different to saying that. And I think it's never been done probably, or somebody would have done it undoubtedly. But if you get a group of people together, and the people that want to say they want to be in better shape to the people that want to be in shape, I reckon it'll be a massive difference after 6 to 8 weeks of the change of body and mind.
Yeah, that does happen. That does happen, Ben. When we talk about, like, a lot of people use a word that I want to lose weight. So when they say that they want to lose weight, in fact, they're gaining more, because the body's consciousness, they think, oh God, or the mind, when it hears the word lose, it thinks, okay, it means there's scarcity, or I'm not going to get the nutrition. So even whatever you eat, the body starts storing it. So instead losing your weight, you gain more. So the words, and that's why we call them the keywords, that you have to say, I want to manage my weight. So what if I am 65 or 70 and somebody is 40 and the other one is 90? It's okay. It's good for them. It's good for their frame. If they are happy in the skin what they're in, so that's fine. So the words, as you said, it's very important that how we phrase them and use the keywords in terms of achieving our goals.
I like that. Manage my weight. I'm going to have a meeting with my weight later on tonight. 6 o'clock. I'm going to put diary.
I want to donate some weight.
That's a good one.
Thanks for the offer, Willie. I'll leave you to donate somewhere else. This charity shop's not open for that donation.
Happy
So
in the skin
yes. So what happens if your mind is trained in a way that in terms to donate, you need to have more? You know what you will end up doing.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. And I wanted to ask Coach Kumar is that see, every person has a connectivity with the nature. Basically, someone connects with water, someone connects with stone, someone with trees, someone with sand. So, is there any differentiation in that? Okay, because when Willie likes more trees, I like more water. So, how? I mean, can we compare that? I mean, or is there any way to understand the connectivity between human beings and those elements of earth?
Yeah. So when you go, the tattva, what we call in Ayurveda, we have the tattva. So whichever tattva is higher in you or lacking in you, you will be drawn towards them. Okay. And there's a lot of studies going on about it, that from whichever star constellation or earth you have reincarnated, you will have different type of preferences in terms of that.
I think before we do that, I mean, we have to shout out for our viewer Kim, and she always follows our shows on IBM TV. And I would like to invite her on our show whenever she's available. She can just email to me at golive@ibm.tv, or she can email it to me on ankit@ibm.tv, and we can definitely have her on our show, because remember, Jim, she always comment on while watching our shows multiple times, and we would like to see her perspective as well, what she wants to share and what she wants to say. So I would like to welcome back her on the show as a guest. So that can be happen. So over to you, Anand.
Well, it's Coach's show, but I'm already scared of her.
What?
She seems too smart. Smart
woman. But The next process of that, though, coach, is that Jim slowly falls in love again. Just Jim's natural process. It happens all the time. It's nothing unusual.
It happens all the time.
I'm so
It's just that Jim is playing smart in front of us. You do not know what potential he holds.
Okay. Amazing fact.
People have worked you out, Jim. They've worked you out.
No, I'm busted. On global television.
So
Mind
you
you,
know,
Ankit, he has previously been the man of mystery, 007. I'm not sure if you still have
That's
that
true.
slide.
I'm very flexible.
I'm not sure if you've still got that proof with that slide with Jim and Sean Connery from the other day.
Sean Connery and me.
Yeah.
I was holding my own.
I'm checking
But
it out.
I'm double 7.
So the professional terminology would be 7.
Yeah.
yeah.
But you know, my lucky number or the number from which I connect spiritually, that is number 7. That's my connection with the number.
That's a very high spiritual number, Ankit, to be honest.
I don't know.
And all the numbers, all the numbers have their own significance. My lucky number or the birth number, or if you say, is 1. So I strongly connect with sun. So if it's not sunny outside, or even in winters, if I'm in sun, I'm okay. But if I'm not, then I feel a little low. So that's all the numbers, and especially number 7, 8, and 9. These are very high in the spiritual matrix.
I'm number 4.
I think before Sharif leaves, we'll talk about numbers, but I think Sharif needs to leave. I just wanted to ask one thing from Sharif. So Sharif, what is the meaning of your name?
It's a good person, something like that. Yeah. If you see in Islam, like everywhere, like Makkah Sharif, it's the Quran Sharif, it's something like good. Yeah.
Okay.
So Sharif, how do you pronounce it? Is it Sharif or Sharif?
Sharif. Yes.
Okay, Sharif. I have a friend with the same spelling, and he calls himself Sharif.
Sharif,
Okay,
yeah.
maybe.
That's why I asked you, because we call you Sharif, and then I also know a lot of people with the name Sharif. And why I ask you that, because I wanted to make Jim, Ben, and Billy understand that in India or in Asian community, when we have to, say that okay, Ben is a humble guy, or it's a very simple guy, so we can say Ben is a Sharif.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
You
Exactly.
say that in the United States, you think you have a star on your chest.
Okay.
Okay. I've been called a lot worse. I'm happy with that.
Oh, hello, Dr. Sagu.
And we have Dr. Sagu joining us on our show today. We have a show with Dr. Sagu, a talk show with Dr. Sagu, which will start soon. But before we start, I would just like to introduce the guest one more time. We have Jim Mate joining us from California. He does our show Chess Without Borders on Tuesdays, 1 p.m. EST, and he's a part of our team. So there's Ben Court from our friend from Great Britain, and we are working on a lot of shows with Ben, and he is doing wonderful, and we are starting new shows with him, and we have Billy Hill, our board of advisors from Australia, and we are also starting new shows with Billy sometime soon from Australia. And then we have our coach Anandmai Kumar from Delhi, and he teaches us how to be spiritual and how to improve your spiritual IQ. That's what we are learning on Saturday. And then we have our own Dr. Sagu joining us and talking about the health system and how we can manage and improve the health and all those things. So, Dr. Sagu, is over to you, and let's get started.
Yeah, we can have a general discussion today. There is no specific topic, I think, to discuss with, because we already have a very wonderful guest on our panel today. And I think we can grab a lot of knowledge, and we can actually share the knowledge with all of us, right?
So wonderful then. So, sir, we'll start with your spiritual power. What is your spiritual power?
I'm because this is not my field, I'm zero for this field. But yes, I do. I do some spiritual practices as well, and a bit of knowledge I do have of spirituality, because actually, if we talk about honestly, if we talk about the spirituality is not a topic, but spirituality is actually this is a natural virtue of our body. That is a natural virtue of our soul. So basically, my opinion, maybe correct me, Anandmaiji, if I'm wrong. So basically, we have two ministers which controls our body. You can say three also. One is the brain, and another is the intellect, and the soul is there in between. So whatever we do, that is the questions from the brain and the answers from the intellect. So when there is a mismatch between the questions by the brain and answers by the soul, then it happens, we say that we are confused, we are mentally unstable, and so on and so forth. So basically, spirituality is, or meditation is, just to make balance between the brain and the intellect. So if we can, suppose if my brain is asking, what are you doing now? And intellect is answering that, oh, I need to go there. So there is always a mismatch, right? So if we need the same question by the brain and the intellect is also asking the same thing, it means there is a balance between two. That is the concentration. So basically, we are putting 100% efforts on the one point of brain. So that is your meditation, that is your concentration, and that way you can improve your consciousness.
That's very well said, Dr. Zago. I would just like to make your mic a little closer because we missed some words in between, but that was something which is very interesting to know from a doctor's point of view, that what is the spiritual power, because everyone is connected with spirituality. I mean, no matter what they are doing and what profession they are into. In fact, I remember one of our astronauts who went to space. She's an Indian, and before going to space, she joined hands and said, "Okay, God, please help me and please save me, and I mean, share a lot of blessings with me so that I can conquer the world and I can make sure that I can come back strongly." But she was not able to. I mean, she was able to land on Earth, and then she expired in between. But that's
Ankit, coming back within 2 minutes, right?
Okay, sir. Okay. So that is
Ankit,
Dr.
did you-
Sapuri joining us.
Yeah. So did you see the similarity, or like we came back to the same place where we started, the body, mind, and spirit balance?
Yeah.
We circled back there. And I think Dr. Sagu wasn't there when we're talking about it. It's just the energy which was communicated to him before he started.
Definitely.
Coach Kumar, how important to the mind? Obviously, we know about the body, the rest in the body. How important to the mind and spirit is rest?
Good question.
Yeah. So we are talking about the balance here, Ben. If it's like we put our body, sometimes you have an 8 hours sleep physically, but you wake up tired. Why does that happen? Because your brain is not sleeping, it's not on rest, it's continuously jogging and running in your head, even when your body is lying on the bed with the closed eyes.
Yeah.
So that is why we talk about yoga or maybe meditation, wherein you make the body and mind in a sync. And then when it's in a sync, even if you sleep for 4 hours, you must have heard about Indian Prime Minister. He sleeps only for 4 to 5 hours, but he's energetic all day. Like he runs from one corner of the country to the other corner of the country. Not during the lockdown, but yes, initially when it was not only the country, he was just traveling from one corner of the world to the other corner of the world, and he was maintaining his only 4 to 5 hours sleep cycle. So how does that happen? Because when you go to sleep, I know one of my Iraqi brother, he says that when I'm on the bed, I just like my mind goes on a switch off mode, like completely shut down. Even if there's a bomb blast happening around me, I will not wake up, because he has the ability, or maybe the spiritual power which we're talking, Ankit, to keep his stress, anxiety, disturbance at a bay. That okay, this is my sleep time. he has drawn a boundary, maybe an invisible boundary, that okay, from 9 o'clock at the night till 6 o'clock in the morning or whatever time, I am like, all these thoughts are not gonna spoil my sleep or disturb me in any way. So just going on the bed, switching off that, and sometimes I do it. It's a very beautiful practice. When you lie down on the right side of your body, just imagine a switch, as many as you want, and one, you can switch off your dreams. If you have scary dreams or the dream disturbs you, you can just switch off them. If you have like your mind is running constantly, you can just energetically switch off that and just say, I'm switching off my brain to sleep, I'm switching off my dreams, I'm switching off my anxiety, and then you can go. You have to practice this for a couple of days, and then when you switch it off, it's completely off. Then you just go to the bed. As your body rests, your mind rests as well.
I'll try it now.
I totally agree with you. I do that automatically. I lie down flat and I'm gone. So my wife never takes me to buy bed because I lie down on the bed and 2 seconds later, bang, I'm gone.
You know, really, this shows that how pure soul you have. So your soul is very pure. That's why you don't have the extra thoughts. So if we talk about the thought, basically the thing which we are looking for is the thought. What is the thought? And the thought actually controls everything in your mind, in your soul, in your brain, and your intellect. So as we discussed that there is the two ministers to the powerful minister of the body, of the soul, is the brain, and the second one is the intellect. The brain questions, the intellect answers. If the intellect answers the same question and being asked by the brain, your matching is good between two, right? And you make a concentration. But if there is any lag behind this match between these two things, then definitely you are.
Dr. Sagu, you need to check your mic. You're losing a lot of words in between. There is mic or audio issue. Sometimes it's perfectly fine, but we lose some words in between. I think there is some connectivity problem with Dr. Sagu. But what I understand with all those things is that, Jim, remember Dr. Sagu mentioned about the same thing yesterday, that when you go out to sleep, you have to just think that that's the end of your day and wake up tomorrow as a fresh day.
And you have
because you need to put your mic as well.
You don't let Jim sleep
before you go to sleep to prepare your mind to fall asleep.
And Kit, you don't let Jim sleep. You have him on these programs really early.
Thank you, Ben.
Ben, you know that we have a program which starts at 2 a.m. EST, and Jim joins that program as well.
It's no wonder the poor chap, he's knackered.
That explains a lot of my comments.
Ben, so Jim is managing the spiritual power and balancing with Willie, because it's right now it's like 1 a.m. in Australia, so it's just a balancing act.
That's right.
From California to Melbourne.
Willie and I are feeding off of each other, so we're prime time all the time.
Yeah.
Well, it's your agent's pushing you too hard. I think you need a new agent.
Wonderful.
Well, the problem is, Ankit asked me and I say yes, because I can't say no.
It's only because when you're not available, he keeps texting you coming on, we're missing you, and you feel really bad then. Feel like you're in the
Is that what happened to you, Ben?
Yeah, it was. Yeah. I'll tell you the truth, Jim. I know the story.
Dr. Sagu, how's your sound now?
Yeah, now I think now the mic is good, I think.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
We hear you fine.
So, Dr. Sagu, I would like to know, or I would like you to make sure to our viewers and to our panelists to tell us about the spiritual power we get when we enter the Gurdwara. There's a different atmosphere and ambience, and we feel connected to our gurus and to our God. So, can you share something about that as well? Because see, everyone can connect. We have Gurdwaras around the world, so maybe they can easily connect that as well.
Yeah, actually, if you talk about the aura is nothing but aura is the feeling of the persons around us, right? So basically the thing starts from the thought. So we have a consciousness here in between the two eyebrows, and you can say if you make a perpendicular line inside and from above, so it joins where our hypothalamus is there. Hypothalamus and pituitary gland is there. So that is the point where our consciousness resides. This is a place where our consciousness is there. So that is the consciousness, that is the real thing, the real soul we have. Because the body will go, but the soul will no go. So that is a sparkling, we can say, we can imagine it's like a sparkling star there inside. So all thoughts, they originate from our soul. The lot of thoughts are being originated in one time. So it is said that around 25 to 30 thoughts are being originated in 1 minute from normal person. So when there is a stress, it means more than 25 thoughts they are originating. And when you are meditating, it means less than 25 thoughts in 1 minute they are originating from your soul. So total in one day, if we talk about, then 40 to 50,000 thoughts are being generated from the soul. So these are the thoughts. When you think something, there is a thought process. That thought process actually radiates towards into your body and outside the environment. So they become feelings now. These thoughts, they become feelings. If you think positive, the feeling would be positive. If you think negative, the feeling would be negative. So these are the thoughts which makes a feelings, and these feelings, they are radiating outside as a vibration, as your aura. So these type, there are a lot of people when they're positive thinking inside and they are releasing the positive feelings, all these feelings cumulatively, it becomes aura. So when the persons, they are thinking on the same way, they are sitting in one place, doesn't matter it is a gurdwara, it is a temple, it is a church or anything. So when these feelings cumulatively from different type of the person, they're thinking positively, it becomes aura. So whenever we enter into the gurdwara or the temple or a mosque or somewhere church, so all the people, they actually don't have a negative thoughts. If we talk about the thoughts are of around three types thoughts. One is a positive thought, then there are necessary thought, then the waste thought, and then the negative. Total four type of the thoughts are there. Positive thoughts, we always have happiness, purity, love. These are the positive thoughts. Then there's the necessary thoughts. Necessary means day-to-day activities. Today I have to join the show. Ankit would be asking me questions. Lot of people. Jim would be there. When is there? Willie is there. Anmej is there. So they would be discussing all. So these are necessary thoughts which comes in our mind. Second type of thought. Number three is the waste thought. Waste thought means you have an anger, you have a jealous, all these things, they are the waste thought. And then the negative thoughts. Sorry, negative, they are the anger and the jealous. And waste thought are when we are thinking about the past. So around 80% people, 80% thoughts are we are thinking about the past. This happened in my life. It would have not be happened. The present thoughts, the future thoughts. Present are only 5%, and 15% we are having the future thoughts. So these are the thoughts. If we can decrease the number of the thoughts, maybe of negative waste thoughts, we can have a positive and the necessary thoughts. I think we can control our body. And if all the persons they're thinking on the positive side with the positive attitude, then it becomes aura. So these type of the feelings we have when we are entering into Gurdwara, church, temple, or any religious place, right? So if we think positive, we have a positive attitude, the feelings will radiate outside world as well as inside our body. That would be positive. And these positive feelings have a lot of impact on our day-to-day activities. That is the meditation. So I'm not, yeah.
I wanted to ask because, thank you for your description of the positive energy in a church, temple, mosque, whatever. But I also get that energy when I walk into an empty one, a place of worship, whatever the place is. I walk into it and it's empty and I still feel it.
Yeah. So that is why it is always said that Gurdwara is there inside you, temple is there inside you, church is there inside you. So when you are sitting in the silence, when you're sitting in the silence doing meditation and you are aware of your soul inside, then everything, your body inside soul becomes Gurdwara. So then you can get the positive vibration from inside. So same type of the feeling you can get if you are sitting in the silence, that is a meditation. Basically, this is the traffic control. If you can control the traffic, on the road, a lot of vehicles are there going, they are making noise. But if the same number of vehicles, they are going very, you can say on the disciplined way, then it becomes, silence. So it's the same thing. You have thoughts, if you can break your thoughts after 1 hour, if you can sit in a silence for 5 minutes, then you can control your traffic of your thoughts. And if you can control the traffic of your thoughts, definitely you can achieve that silence, you can achieve the meditation.
Totally agree.
Dr. Subbu, I had one more question. Yes. Yeah, Willie, over to you.
No, I just totally agree with what Dr. Subbu said. 100%.
So, Dr. Subbu, what I wanted to say is that what I wanted to ask is that a lot of people, I mean, when they are like in their 60s, they don't sleep that well, and there are a lot of thoughts in their mind, what happened and all those stuff. Maybe because of some kind of issues or some kind of concerns, or maybe their health is not good. Whatever it is, because that age is also a different age as compared to the teenage age. Because when we say a teenager, they also have a different thought because they are trying to make sure that they are adults now. And when we talk about someone who is above 60, they also have some different thoughts as compared to what my thought or what your thoughts are. And they don't able to sleep well. Maybe they sleep like 3 to 5 hours. So is it because of the thought, or is it something else? And also, can we overcome that thought and let them, take some kind of rest, which is also, if they don't be able to sleep, because if they won't sleep, they will be hampering their body as well. And also, would meditation and yoga would help them in regards to all those concerns?
Yeah, Ankit, you would agree with me that when I'm talking about my experience when I was in my college, in my medical school, I used to study a lot. Used to read a lot of books, everything, practicals, and a lot of things were there. So when after finishing my study, I was going to my bed, it was very difficult for me to sleep because my brain was activated. The same thing's happening with my kids now. They are studying, their brain is activated, and it's very difficult to sleep. So when your brain is empty, then you can have a sound sleep. Now I'm not studying a lot, right? And I stopped everything doing 2 hours before my sleep. Don't take a lot of thoughts at night, though it is very difficult to control your thoughts. But yes, with the experience, Anmeji definitely can guide us for that we can control our thoughts. We can have a silence. So if the number of thoughts are going down, definitely we can have a sound sleep. So if we talk about the elders, so basically there are 2-3 factors. Number is they may be thinking a lot about their family, about their finances, about a lot of things, because now in the COVID crisis, there are a lot of problems they have already originated, and because of these problems, the thoughts has also gone up, and basically the negative thoughts have gone up and the positive thoughts have gone down. So that may be the reason for they are not having good sleep. And number 3, there is a difference between the resting and the sleeping.
Yes,
you can be tired, you can take rest, that is a different, but it doesn't mean that you can have a sound sleep. Sound sleep means when your thoughts are less than 1 in 1 minute, then you can have a sound sleep, because you cannot make your thoughts 0. But yes, if it is less than 1 thought is coming during the sleep, and it is a REM sleep, REM sleep. REM sleep is when you have a lot of dreams. So dreaming at night is not a good thing. So because whatsoever the thoughts you would be having before going to sleep, you will be seeing all those things, all those thoughts in form of the dreams. So basically, when the thoughts become feelings, now the thoughts is becoming your dreams. So you can cut short your thoughts before going to sleep, then you can cut short your dreams, and then you can cut short your REM sleep. There should be deep sleep. The quality of the sleep has to be very good.
Dr. Subbu, I would like to ask a question about this, because this is a practice that has helped me, because when I awake in the morning, my thoughts immediately turn to what I have to do today. I'm overscheduled. I have to do this, and I start to work myself up. And then I go through my spiritual rituals, and I can face the day with a better mindset, with a better heart. And when I go to sleep, I do the same thing, not the same rituals, but different rituals, but for the same reason, to calm myself, to be calm before I go to sleep. So it's not only at night, but it's also in the morning that I do this. And I think that it has worked for me and I don't think that what works for me will work for everyone, but it seems like you're talking about something that is generally applicable to everyone, that they have to do this for themselves in order to rest well, to be well, and to take care of others when they have the opportunity. They're there, they're present, they have the energy to help others.
Yeah, that is definitely a good practice, because every day we are going to have a new life. So in our culture, we actually think when we are going to bed or we are going to sleep, that you think as the end of your life. So your life started in the morning, and during the night when you're going to sleep, this is end of your life. And you think all the things has been done, all the deeds has been done by you during the daytime, and this is the time when you can have a silence, when you can thank your God, you thank your supreme soul for the things which happened during the day, right? We don't know if we are going to awake in the morning or not, but yes, for today's life we should be thankful, we should be very peaceful, then only you can have a sound sleep. When again in the morning you just wake up and thank for giving the new life, and you can start and you can ask for the God to give you good deeds during the daytime and give you power to do something good, to have a positive attitude. So that is a good attitude. Before sleeping, always control your thoughts. You should be thankful to the God, and you should be taking care of your diet as well. Don't take simple sugars. Have a complex sugar that is 2 hours before your sleep, and take some liquid or something that is 1 hour before the sleep. If we are practicing all those things, I think we can have good quality sleep, because the sleep is the most important part of our life. If you are sleeping well, not only duration, but if your quality of the sleep is good, definitely you are going to be very, very healthy. So there is a principle of target organ. So every person has a target organ. Maybe Ankit, you may be having digestive system as your target organ. Maybe Jim may be having a central nervous system as a target organ. Maybe Anandmeji has some other system, maybe skeletal system or the muscular system. So everyone has a target organ. Target organ means one of the system of the body is slightly on the weaker side. Everybody has this.
Yeah.
So whenever you are stressed, or your thoughts are going up, you are confused, you are mentally unstable, then these thoughts or the feeling or the negative vibration is going to have an negatively impact on that system. Maybe Ankit, when you are stressed, you may have headache. If I am stressed, I may have vomiting, right? So some other person may have other things. So whichever the system is the weak, the patient start having those type of the symptoms. It means stress will not give you same type of symptom to each and every person. Right. So because of the stress, different symptoms would appear in different persons. That depends on which is your target organ.
So when I'm stressed, I feel that I have to sleep well, and I sleep more than the regular days. That's what my stress buster is. And then I have to wake up. Then I need my own time. I don't want to talk much, and I want it to be limit. And then I focus on doing something which I can divert my mind. So either I watch a motivational movie or a song, or maybe I start cooking, or maybe I'll go for a long drive. So that I know how to control it, because generally when I'm in, I need to have 2 to 3 days to make sure that I come out of it, and that's better than falling since a while.
Yeah, that is a slightly different thing, Ankit. That is your neutralizing activity against the stress. That is your nullifying activity against the stress, right? Some people, when they are stressed, they start smoking. Some people, they start taking alcohol. Some people, they start going for the long drive. Some people, they are sleeping. So these are all neutralizing activities which we have opted because of our experience. So these are neutralizing or nullifying activities which you can nullify, you can neutralize your stress. So that is a different theory. But the target organ theory is the symptoms appears because of stress. You are coming to know that now you are stressed because you are having headache, you are having vomiting, there is a pain in the muscles, there may be loose motions, there may be hyperurination, there may be some other things. So these are the symptoms because of the stress. You will come to know that now I am stressed.
I got it. So basically, we need to understand.
I have a task for you.
Ankit, yes, Coach Kumar has a task for you.
So Ankit, I don't wish that you ever get stressed. But next time when you get stressed, cook something and have a long drive to my home.
And please pack your food first, then come.
Yeah, with the food. You have to
But I'll tell you
drive
something,
with the food.
But I'll tell you something, basically a disclaimer for Dr. Saku, because I had something in the morning at night as well, which Dr. Saku likes the most. We have those chole and chickpeas today.
Who doesn't like them?
So Jim doesn't know about it. So as Billy, I think Lynn might be aware about it. Yeah.
80% of Indians would like chole chawal and rajma chawal and all
So
that.
we had
yeah.
Dr. Saku's favorite chole bhature.
Oh, that's good.
Now a little part of me is wishing that you get stressed and make all these things and they get it delivered to Dr. Sagu and me.
Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful.
My routine is I wake up at 3:30 in the morning and I walk the dogs. I have a shower. I come back to bed and I sleep. I'm down. I get up at 6:30 again and I go to work. I mean, this was post-COVID, and that was my routine. And 6:30, come back, go to bed. I go to bed at 8:30 or 9 at night. Bang! I get up at 12 midnight. I do the show, go back to bed. 2:30, 3:30, go back to bed, sleep, and then I get up and I repeat it the next day. Because when I lie flat, I'm asleep. I don't dream. I don't nothing. My wife complains, "Hey, what are you doing?" But yeah, when I lie flat, I'm gone. I'm asleep.
Wonderful. And I would like to welcome Lynn Shepard, our sponsored from Family Dollar Store, to be a part of Spiritual Saturday. And Lynn, what's your spiritual story for us? I mean, which you want to share, because you have amazing stories and you have more experiences than.
I have a question. I have a question for him.
Yeah.
So, is your consciousness is also available at your store? Can I buy my consciousness from your store?
Is what available at our store, Dr. Sagu?
Your consciousness.
Consciousness.
That's what I thought he said. Well, you know, here's what you have to do, Dr. Sagu. We need Mark Leon, because Mark, I know we have 4,300 plus items. Okay. Mark has gotten to 4,100 and what was it? 4,191 items. Okay. So he still has a lot, some to go through. He might find consciousness in the last group of items that he hasn't looked at. So, I mean, who knows?
Yep.
Who knows? What?
It's worth a shot.
It is worth a shot, because quite honestly, even if I spent hours with Dr. Kumar, with Coach Kumar, I would tell you this, that I am so ADHD that I couldn't even get to 4,190 items like Mark has. So I'm glad that Mark's around, so he can tell me some of the items that I don't even know are there. But that's beside the point. No, so I'm kidding, because we have a wonderful store. It's an online dollar store. We unfortunately can't ship to Dr. Sagu or Coach Kumar or Ankit in India, and we can't go to Willie in Melbourne. Okay, but that's going to happen. It will happen, because we are going to be creating online dollar stores there. But we can't. But we can ship to another country, which is the Socialist Republic of Northern California, just in case you didn't know that. So we can ship there, and we can ship to Jim Ead. The good news is that Ankit or Coach Kumar, Dr. Sagu, or Willie, all of you can become customers. You will get gift tokens, which are like gift cards. Yep. And Dr. Sagu, you're right. $5 worth of gift tokens. But remember this, Dr. Sagu, it's 5 and 5, because if you do it between now and the end of August,
5 and 5. Yeah.
5 and 5. We're going to give an additional $5 worth of gift tokens. Oh, I can see that Jim's getting ready for me. So we have we we have free shipping to your home for orders of $25 and over. Okay. And if you get the gift tokens, for those of you who aren't in the United States, you can send your gift tokens to friends. So for instance, Ankit has a sister who lives about 20 miles from me in King of Prussia, Pennsylvania, and he can send her extra gift tokens. So she signs up to become a customer. She gets 5, as Dr. Segoo pointed out, and then she gets more because Ankit's going to send her 5. And if Ankit doesn't do it, we will. But anyway, and that's because she signed up before the end of August. But between now and the end of September, we are giving 100% of our profit to Money Masters PBS, which is the not-for-profit owner of IBM TV. And why are we doing that? Because we love the mission. The mission basically is to reduce the gap between poverty and financial sustainability by providing financial education so people can be financially fit. And when they shop at our store with the 4,300 items, as Jim would tell everybody, they're quality items. They are really quality items, and we sell a lot of them a lot less for a lot less cost than you would get by going to a regular store. So why not shop at the dollar store? Because when you do, basically you save money, and that's point number 1 of financial fitness. And you're supporting Money Masters PBS, which is point number 5, because you're supporting a mission. You're giving forward. And the other 3 points, and Jim, you can correct me if I'm wrong, when you save, you have money to spend on the necessities, but you also can, that's number 2, so you can invest, that's number 3, and you have money to pay your taxes, which is number 4. Okay, and in the United States, that's a very big thing. I presume in India and in Australia, Willie, that's a big thing there too. But number 5, you have money so that you can pay forward and give it to your to whatever your favorite charity. But here you have a double gift, because while you're purchasing, you're saving money, you're giving forward to Money Masters PBS. But then after investing, you can give to another charity. So you can actually give to two charities, Money Masters PBS and to whatever the charity of your choice is. So now let's talk about some of the items. And this is why Jim was getting ready for me, because we have masks. Okay, wait a minute. We have to do this because Dr. Segoo is here. We need to make sure he knows that we're being proper and we're keeping our masks on. Okay. And it is easy, just like that. We have boxes of 50 masks. They cost $25. If you'll remember, if you buy a box, it's free shipping because it was $25. If you use $5 worth of gift tokens, as Dr. Segoo pointed out, then it's going to cost you how much, Jim?
40 cents a mask.
40 cents. But what if you use 10, Jim?
Yeah, 10.
I just did that one. 30
Yeah, that's 30 cents. So there you go. So Jim was prepared for me because he's heard this routine before. By the way, Jim and I are taking the routine on the road. Willie will be down in Australia right after.
I'll be here all week.
Okay, and then after we get out of Australia, we're coming to India with our comedy routine. Yes. But then the other thing, as everybody knows, is that Jim is a big time chess player. Okay, but he has a mental block, and he has to spend time with Coach Kumar because she's going to help him get out of his mental block. But whenever he plays Sasha, he knows ahead of time that he's going to lose. Okay, so by doing that, he has to put up we have a CBD patch with lidocaine. He puts it on his head. Kimberly has told him that if you know you're going to have pain, you put the patches on ahead of time. So Jim puts it on his head. And then, of course, when he's playing and he's moving the chess pieces around, he gets tendonitis because those chess pieces are so heavy. So he has to put it on his arm. So here's the thing. When I get off of the show, I have to go cut my grass and then I have to use the weed whacker. And the weed whacker gives me a problem because I get some tendonitis in my arm. So I'm going to take a couple of these guys. I'm going to put them on my arm, and Dr. Sagu would say I'm doing a smart thing because I'm doing that. And Coach Kumar would probably say I'm not terribly smart, but at least I do that. So anyway, but now we have the pièce de résistance. Okay, you didn't know I spoke French, did you? So here they are. They're Minion napkins. So everybody needs Minion napkins. They are Kimberly's favorites. Okay, look, and they even print the Minions on the back. So we have the Kimberly Minion Napkin Club, and everybody needs to order the Minion napkins. Have I finished?
I think you did a great job, Lynn.
Wonderful. Yeah, it was a great job, and I think your patch is very beneficial. And so, what type of the pain? It may be a tendinitis, it may be a muscular pain, or it may be something else, maybe simple headache. You can wear it anywhere, and you can get rid of your pain.
Oh, absolutely. By the way, I know some people who do use this for, they have back pain, and they have been able to by using this, eliminate back pain. You know, it's, I think, as you well know, Dr. Sagu, it probably is something that's temporary, but they use it every day on their backs when they get up, and they sleep with them at night, and then they get up and put more patches on. So Ankit, you were gonna ask a question or make a comment?
So Lynn, what I was asking is that after using the patch, what kind of cream we have to apply on the skin? Because after removing the patch, it's sticky and a lot of stuff happens. So
it doesn't stick. It doesn't stick. You don't have to put anything, but if you want to, yeah, well,
you know that, but a lot of people have a skin allergy or things like that, so maybe they have some kind of issue, so we can apply some cream on after removing the patch.
we do have some creams on the site, and you could use those.
Actually, these type of adhesives, they are not allergic, and
Okay.
even they don't keep their mark. Also, you can clean it with the soap and water, and everything is okay. They
Yeah,
are
exactly.
nicely patches, yeah.
Exactly,
So
but we
maybe, instead of buying the cream, we can buy Dove soap. Is that what Dr. Sagu is suggesting? On,
Irish Spring.
Dove soap.
You can buy any type of the soap from the dollar store, and you can use the same thing.
Well, that's true, but the Dove soap, and Dr. Sagu, tell me if I'm wrong about this, but I have read that Dove soap and also Dawn dish soap are the best if you're trying to make sure you wash your hands to get rid of the COVID, because both Dove and Dawn break down the barrier, I guess the outside, what do you call it, barrier around the actual virus. And so then you cut through and you wash the virus off. And if, you know, I've been using Dove soap for years, and I noticed that it suds very quickly, much quicker than Irish Spring does, Jim. You need to hear that. Yeah. So Jim, when you buy your Irish Spring, let's just put them in your drawers, because it'll keep your clothes smelling better. That's what we do.
Your drawers, like your chest of drawers?
Yes, your chest of drawers. Oh. Yes, those drawers, Jim. Yeah, I know Willie picked up on the other one that you were sort of alluding to. Anyway, so do we have fun on this show?
We do.
we need to have. It's even better. You know, Jim. It took Jim about 3 months to be able to pick it up, but Dr. Sagu got it basically in one watching. He figured it out right away. And Coach Kumar, I think, thinks she's going to text me afterwards or email me afterwards and said, "You need some help."
She texted me the first time she met me.
But it wasn't for saying that you need some help. It was just connect offline.
Oh, that's what she says. She's so polite.
Yeah. But those of us.
That's how you put what I say.
For Mr. Yes, Anandma, you want to say something?
No, I was just saying to Jim that it's how we perceive what we say,
Yeah.
or other person says to us. It's just that I
Yeah.
wanted to stay connected with everyone, because initially I had a lot of questions and thoughts which I needed to share. So every time I had to go back to Ankit and bug him that, okay, I have this question, or how do we do it, or how do we do that? I asked him also, do we have a WhatsApp group for all the IBM TV participants and people there? So then I thought that, okay, I will connect offline with everyone, not just here, because from each conversation you learn. So me and Ankit initially, now he is also keeping busy, and I am also busy in couple of stuff. But we used to chat for like 1 hour, and then we thought, oh my God, where did the hour go?
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
So
That's when you're having fun.
It is fun, and you might actually realize I'm a bit unfiltered at times. So maybe Coach Kumar, you can help me by filtering me. But anyway.
But before that, Mr. Shepard, we all want to know your spiritual number.
Oh, I'm sorry. My phone was ringing, so I didn't hear what's that?
What is your spiritual number?
What is my spiritual number?
Mine is 7.
Yeah, I know. Why would your number be 7, Ankit? I can't figure that one out. If you don't,
Mine is -1.
If -1, okay, I got that one. But if Coach Kumar and Dr. Sagood don't know this, Ankit and I share a birthday, and it happens to be on June 7th. So we both have spiritual numbers of 7. Okay, there you go. He's my brother from another mother. I want to tell you that, just so you know.
So that's amazing. And Dr. Sagood, what do you think about your spiritual number?
What do I
don't
think?
have any.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry. I believe in number 13. 13. I believe in 13. Yeah.
Okay. But sir, I'm surprised that whenever I go to a hospital or maybe a bed, there is no 13 number on the bed.
I know. Because 13 number is the most. 13 number is the most. You can say it's the most unlucky number everywhere. You know.
It's the most misunderstood number.
Yes. Thank you.
This is and on the contrary, if you say this is the luckiest number, 13 number is the luckiest number. So whatever I did, I was, my hostel number, my room number was 13 in my medical school also, in my school also. Then I always took my vehicle's number 13, and this is very lucky for me. Even there is a place in India, that is Chandigarh. So when the sectors were made in Chandigarh, there is no sector number 13 in Chandigarh.
Yeah.
Really? Wow.
And that makes me realize there's no sector 13 in Delhi, Dwarka also. I will have to search what is there.
So actually, the principle behind is we call 13 in Hindi as a Tera. So Guru Nanak Ji said that everything is for you. That is, everything belongs to you. Tera. So when he said Tera, so actually he gave everything to other persons, and this numbers actually is for donation, for social service. So Tera is definitely a lucky number.
Yes.
Interesting.
Isn't 13 1 3 is 4? 3 and 1 is 4, or 1 and 3 is 4?
Yeah, we talk that in numerology, because we always talk from number 1 to 9. So if there's a double digit or a triple digit number,
0 to 9. Anandma, it's 0 to 9.
Yeah.
0 to 9. It's 0 to 9.
0 to 9, single digit number. So
it becomes 4 then. Yeah.
Yes. So when we have double digit or any number above that, we add them up to bring them to a single digit number.
And
so
4 is always more. So every number has their own.
When we write 4 in Hindi, we write it as an infinite sign in a vertical way.
Infinity.
8 is complete. 8 is a complete one. When you write 4, It's half 8
Okay,
open
Hindi,
from the
okay.
top.
You're talking about
Hindi
Hindi
one.
language. Okay.
Yes.
Hindi,
But even in
Hindi.
English also, you're right. It makes sort of a sign which you energetically draw. It writes like Hindi ka 5 if you say. It is
Hindi ka 5 like
in-
okay, like this.
yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Like
So
this.
it is, and yes, so it draws an N. But the English 4 is similar to Hindi number 5.
Yeah.
So all these numbers have significance, and especially when they are repeated in the same significance, as in 111 or 777, or as Dr. Sabu said, 13. So that's why I said it's a very misunderstood number. We always say 13th, Friday the 13th, and it's a scary day or a ghost day or something like that. It doesn't happen that way. For Touchwood, for me also, every Friday, which was the 13th of the month, had something good. It
Yeah.
had something good for me. It wasn't scary, or it wasn't something with a bad impact on me or something like that. So
You know,
I've seen a couple of high rises where there's no 13th number on the lift also. Either you have to go to the 14th and climb down, or you
Yeah.
have to go to 12th and climb up. In my earlier office building also, we didn't have the 13 number button in either of them. There were 8 lifts, but none of them had the 13 number.
So actually, I mean, your things are basically derived because of your thoughts. If you have a positive thought, if you think the 13 is a lucky number, then this will give you a lot of good things. If you say it's an unlucky number, then 13 is going to give you bad things.
It's all up here.
That's true. It's all up here. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like number 13 also. So I happen to think number 13 can be a lucky number. It's just how you look at things.
Oh,
Yes.
that's good. I thought you are only James Bond. Now you shifted from the James Bond to Dr. Sagu.
Very well said. Very well said.
Interesting.
Interesting thoughts, basically.
I think
And
Willie was a step ahead of me with this 1-3.
Well, what I was about to ask Jim is that what is your 13th move on the chessboard?
I beg your pardon. I didn't understand.
What's your 13th move on the chessboard? After 12th move, you have to make a 13th move.
Yes, and that depends. That's my answer to all chess questions.
And I think
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. And kick.
For joining us today, and we'll see you next week. And we have Chess for Dummies. Do you have a 13 number on the book page as well? Is there any 13 page?
Well, you need
That's
to
the
look on.
addition.
You need to look in
Yes.
here because it's going to tell you what you do on 13. Okay,
Oh,
your 13th move.
I'm
You
still
gotta
waiting
read-
for my book. I didn't
Okay.
get my book till now.
You didn't get your book? Oh,
I didn't
well,
get
there
it.
you go.
That's page 13.
That's page
Oh.
13. Yep.
It's telling you about how to figure out which square is which.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Okay.
every square has a number.
So
Now
that's an important page. That's an important page in the book.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You have a different book than I do. 'Cause,
I do. That was the first edition I was holding, and you have a later one.
yeah, I know. Page 13 is all words. It doesn't show the. Okay.
Yeah.
Well. Anyway,
4 editions.
look at that. Chapter 2.
What is the problem?
What is the problem?
And within it says it is safe to look within. And this is on page number 13.
13.
Good for you. Good for you.
But what I've realized is that 13 number is not superstitious in India. It's, I mean, globally. I mean, I've been to some countries and I've talked to some people. Somehow, I mean, there is a superstitious that 13 is not a lucky number. I don't believe in that. But I believe in some kind of numerology because number connects with your life. But because a lot of people who are 13 born, they are also, I mean, part of our society. So it all perception maybe, or maybe something which is like Anandi said, it's misinterpreted or a misunderstood number. But we can overcome that with our new book by Jim Made, 13, How 13 Sounds Dummy, something like that.
Yeah. Well, I just think that. Go ahead, Willie.
I'm going to follow Coach Kumar. Page 13.
Yes.
Okay.
What's the problem?
Thank you. Yeah. And it's safe to look within. It has
That
given
must-
the answer as well.
It's an inside job.
That must have been before I came onto the show because I missed that one.
That's all right, Lynn. You'll catch up. But Coach Kumar, have you ever read the Enneagram?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Because Ankit was asking me what that is, and maybe you could tell it better than I.
Okay. So Ankit, you remember we discussed about this a little bit, but I think we missed it out because we had a lot of conversation initially. Enneagram is type of your personality, how what you more connect to. There are 9 from 1 to 9, and so there are people. So for example, for few people, being perfect in everything, and that is why when I say ask Rakesh and Kim why being in control is so much important for you. So they could fall. So basically, we all have, and we call it a Enneagram ego types.
Okay.
So what happens is that we have our own base Enneagram, and then we keep shifting. So sometimes it's a good shift, sometimes it's a bad shift. So bad shift, as in it won't be productive for you. So for few
Okay.
people, being in a perfect, like I want my shirt to be pressed in a certain way, or my clothes to be pressed in a certain way. My work table has to look in a certain way, like perfect in every way. So those people fall on the Enneagram cycle 1. People in India, most of them fall on 9, wherein they hide their emotions. They're not very vocal about their emotions. How they sleep on their problems. As you said that when I'm stressed, I go to sleep. That is a
Yeah.
very good example of someone who is in Enneagram 9. Then
Okay.
there's other people who are in stress, or who do not have the control over their emotions. They will act in a very different, like adventurous way. They'll go for bungee jumping, they'll go for cycling, biking, or hiking, something very adventurous and dangerous, which we call like dangerous in our words, in our world. So all these Enneagrams have different, what you say, the personality traits, the positives, and what they avoid. There are a list of things what a particular Enneagram will always avoid. So
Okay.
Enneagram 9 people, which we are mostly in India, they will never ever get into a fight consciously, but they will have a very strong rage.
Okay.
So that's how it works.
What if you do
Wonderful.
both?
We need to do a separate show about Enneagram next week. I mean, we can discuss in detail about Enneagram and all those stuff.
Yes, we can.
Wonderful. Yes, Jim, you want to say something?
Okay, Ankit, I would take. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll take your lead now. Also. Thank you so much.
Thank you
you
so
so
much,
much.
Raghu.
James.
Sagoo.
Thank you, Dr. Sagoo.
So grateful.
Len and
Grateful
Andy.
always.
We'll see you next
Dr.
week on
Sagoo,
Friday.
just Anandmay, please. Just Anandmay.
No, Anandmay ji. I always speak like that.
Anand.
Coach Kumar is better. Anand.
Wonderful.
Thank you so
It was a
much.
lovely conversation with Dr. Sagoo, and he always brings a lot of power and spirits and discuss a lot of amazing stuff on IBM TV. And we always, and not we, I mean, in fact, our viewers always look forward to Dr. Sagoo. And when he's on the show, it's like a lot of powerful messages and voice notes around the world. So
Thank you so much.
thank you for supporting IBM TV and support all
I
our.
feel that way, Dr. Sagoo. And you know, I'm pretty finicky about my shirts. So does that make me a 1?
No.
No.
There's a lot of different. So you might fall in 3, might not fall in 3, because I will have to study. So it's not that when you practice it more, you know that who is who. But then there, as I said, there's a base Enneagram. But then time to time, situation to situation wise, it shifts and it changes.
Okay.
So my base, for example, is 9. But sometime I was a very strong 6, or sometime I was a very strong 8. So that keeps shifting.
Yep.
And always that the movement is either productive or non-productive. I won't say good or bad, but it's either productive move or a non-productive move.
Yeah, I studied it quite a bit, but it was a long time ago. I have to brush up too.
Mine is number 4. Number 4 is unique. And I find that I'm very creative. I can come up with new ideas. Like recently with this COVID lockdown. And I thought, okay, what can I do in this lockdown? Then I came up, okay. So I bought domain names. you are capital raising partner, your equity crowdfunding partner, your joint venture partner. I mean, those are just unique. And I thought, okay, I'm just going to build this thing and make it something creative. So that I said, wow. Afterwards, when I did that, and I stepped back and I looked at it and I said, hey, that's really creative. and I found that really, it kind of lifts the spirit up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. And also, people who understand the domain name and the power of domain, they definitely be able to connect with you, because I usually buy a lot of domains, and sometimes I have to work on those domains, but those domains are still with me. And then after a point of time, I said, I don't have time what to do, so I have to release those domains. But that's the power of satisfaction, because you need to understand you can create a lot of stuff with that domain, but it's just that you need a good team and a kind of a support and a spiritual power to make sure.
Totally agree, and Kat, because like I have 77 domain names.
Wow.
So I need to get rid of some of them.
I know, I understand, yeah. But that's a good investment, because Silicon Valley people, they look for those interesting domain names and companies to invest in, and that's why we have Jim, and Jim needs to make some point right now.
Okay.
Totally agree.
Yeah, there was a domain raid at one point when the internet first came to become a common thing in everybody's homes, which is probably sometime in the 90s. People who were kind of ahead of the curve started taking domain names that they thought other people would value and then sell it to them. So it was actually a little bit of a business at some point for some people to grab a popular domain name, knowing that someone will want it and will offer them money. Go ahead.
So there are lots of extensions, .com, .net, .biz. So I was wondering if Jim could get the Jim Eade at how am I going to say this? Socialist Republic Northern California.org. Okay.
Yes, I think that might be available.
That one can happen.
That's available, yeah.
Yeah, it's possible also. Yes, I can help with that.
You can help with that. Good. Yes.
But I'll tell you something. I think, Willie, we can do a special show on domain names maybe sometime, and we can discuss about domain name, because that's an interesting subject. And also, a lot of people think that .com and .in are .biz are the domain names. Now we have a special branded TLD, which is called like .coach, .chess, .cricket, .finance, .foundation, and a lot of. In fact, Facebook is also coming up with a TLD called .facebook. So in future, if you have money, you can book your Facebook domain, which could be lynn.facebook. Rather than facebook.com/lynn-shepherd, so it would be lynn-shepherd.facebook. That's your website and that's your Facebook.
Facebook.com, yeah.
So things in a different manner.
That falls within the domain of intellectual property.
Yes.
So within the intellectual property, it comes out so that when you buy the domain names, that is you could call it a brand or you could call it a name, and then that comes within that domain. It's a brand. Okay, I've got 3 different products. Then I have 3 different brands. I have, but that do not mistake that with names, because when you buy a name for your business as a brand, you have to register that separately. Because if somebody else overseas buys that same name or buys that brand, they have the intellectual property legality to be able to exercise that. Okay, so I came across this when I'm studying neuro-linguistic programming, and I did NLP, and I did that with sports NLP. So the guy I did sports NLP with in Australia, it's got sports NLP. But there's also a guy in America, in the States, that has sports NLP. And so the difference was this guy could call it .au, .com.au, and the guy in the States just called it .com. So that's when this thing first sort of entered the space that I was in. So when I'm doing things, I buy the domain name first and register second. Because if I hold a domain name, I really don't care if the guys register the business because I got the domain name, you know.
True. So I think really that could be our interesting discussion for our new show, Business Masters, which will be starting from next Monday onwards. We can discuss about domain names and brands and how to get started globally. If you want to expand, what are the licensing and terms required? So we can start with this topic next Monday. And Jim will be definitely supporting us. And if we need some spiritual power, Anand is always there. And then we have our own sponsor, Dollar Store, Family.Dollar Store, supporting us and letting us buy a lot of domain names. So I think that will be a good conversation. And before wrapping up, we need some final comments.
The other thing that links up with that is the due diligence. That you have to do your homework to make sure that this thing happens. If you don't do your homework, this thing will just fall apart.
No, I completely understand. And
so what's our practice to wrap up? What's our play work or home play for the week?
Oh, okay. So there's nothing specific home play this week because we had discussed a lot about our mind, body, and soul topics, like started from there, and Dr. Sagu also talked a lot about it. It's just that we have to consciously input whatever we are taking in terms of our food, water, whatever we are taking for our body, whatever we are taking for our mind, and whatever we are taking in for our spirit. We have to consciously have all of them. So I did not know what I ate wrong today, like because yesterday I had a fast, spiritual fasting yesterday. So sorry, it was a religious fasting. Sorry. So and today I was and today because I didn't eat anything yesterday, so I was in eating mood today, and I don't know what I ate wrong. And within 15 minutes, I was in the washroom vomiting. And I didn't realize that what wrong I ate, because I put a couple of things in my mouth. I had some dry fruits, I had banana, I had some fried food or something so like constant. I was not even thinking that what I'm eating. It was just that I'm hungry. I didn't eat yesterday, so I have to compensate. I was just binging. And then in 15 minutes, I was there in the washroom. So that's what and then in that moment, I realized that, okay, I have to be conscious about the input. Because once the garbage in, the garbage out.
That's one thing I like about Dr. Sagu. He opened my eyes to mindful eating. Mindful eating.
So maybe on next class, next session, I can tell what type of food we should eat at what time to keep our body, mind, and spirit on a higher level.
Totally agree.
That would be amazing. That would be an amazing show. We'll have the discussion next Saturday on Spiritual Saturday, and I think it's time to wrap up. Before we wrap up, I'll just play our lineup for the day. So here we go.
Great job.
Any final comments before we have the show? Any final comments before we have the show?
Oh, yeah. I was going to say that I used to be a .com kind of guy, and now I'm a .org kind of guy.
Okay. That's a wonderful statement. And we can discuss more about that on Business Masters, because people should understand if they wanted to buy a domain, they need to understand what is .org, what is .biz, what is .mark, and what is other TLDs and all those stuff. But apart from that, there's a spiritual statement as well, because .org is for, a lot of organization work which you do as compared to a lot of private companies and all those stuff which prefer .com and likewise. So amazing statement. I have to write it down because I like the statement.
I bought one .coop.
What?
.coop.
.coop.
Yes.
Corporation.
because if you, as a business, grow too big, the different governments are going to do antitrust against you because you're too big. So if you're a .co-op, you can circumnavigate that.
That's wonderful.
Interesting. Yeah.
Tax
Interesting.
loopholes.
And I think
I
and I
wanted
think
to build an organization that we, as pilgrims, we can walk from Vladivostok, that's the most east coast of Russia, all the way across to Rome.
But
You
Willie,
can
I'll tell
walk.
you something. If you are serious and interested, we can apply that TLD to ICANN. We can get that TLD and we can use the TLD for businesses as well, because it's not
I
that
already
difficult.
have it. I already bought it.
You have that .corp as a TLD with you? Is it as a TLD or is it as a domain name?
The name of the thing is silkroadpilgrims.coop.
Okay. So what I'm saying is that if .coop is not available, or if you want, suppose if we want .spiritual, so we can hold that .spiritual as our entity, and then we can sell that .spiritual domain name. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay. Again, got it.
Yeah.
Ben's not here, but you can't walk to the UK.
No, you have to cross some
Wait
water.
a minute. No, you can. You
Now
can.
through the channel.
You can walk through the channel, and then you
Okay.
can, and then you can get there.
Yes, wonderful. So
I wouldn't try it, but don't try that at home, kids.
Yeah, no.
So I think we are all set for the day, and thank you for joining us. And do watch our show from the front seat, which is live on IBM TV by Zach Robertson, followed by Plant a Good Seed, and then we have a chess show, followed by our DJ show during the evening in Eastern Standard Time. So thanks a lot, and we'll see you next week. And tomorrow it's Super Sunday, so it's all about music and stuff. And thank you. Spiritual
Thank
thanks to our Coach Kumar, and spiritual power to all our family and friends around the world.
Thank you.
Thank you.